Welcome to the Southern Scally Capper. Today we are taking a look at the Scot by the Boston Scally Company. Let's get to it. Here it is. This is the Scot. This is an 8-panel, deep green and navy blue tartan polyester cap. In Boston Scally's own words, the rich interplay of deep greens and blues gives the tartan its enduring character, while the contrast black leatherette brim adds a subtle, modern counterpart to the classic cloth. Here is the cap in hand. This is the Scot by the Boston Scally Company. This is a neat looking cap. I like the colors on this cap. You see the navy blue here and then the deep greens. It's a very pretty looking cap, and I actually had a friend who got this cap as well, and he really likes it. Unfortunately, I think he went a size too high. He went a size up from what he needed, and I don't know if he's going to be able to send that back now. I think that the Scot and actually the pin set as well, they are both sold out at the moment, unfortunately. But I did tell him how to shrink that cap a bit. I had to do that actually for one of my caps, the vampire head, and it worked very well in boiling water and then throwing it in the dryer. And I wasn't sure if it was going to work, but it actually did. It worked out, and that cap fits just fine now. So what I actually think, we'll just get right into that, right? Right into the sizing. I get a medium large, and this is a medium large, and this actually fits very well for me. So no sizing issues for me. I think it fits like a glove. This is a very well-fitting cap, and of course that is one of, the arguments, or excuse me, the criticisms of the Boston Scally Company is their sizing can be inconsistent, and I do believe that that is the case from time to time, but not in this case. This is a very well-fitting cap, and oh man, it took me forever to get this cap. I actually ordered it maybe a day or two after it went on sale, which, oh my goodness, now has been maybe a week or two at least, maybe 2 weeks. But what happened is where I live, we had essentially a snowstorm, and it halted the postal service, and then on top of that, me and my wife both got sick, and then on top of that, a kitten came up to our house. So we had to become its foster parents for about a week until we could find a home for it. So it was such a pretty cat though. I hated to have to, actually I became pretty attached to it. I hated to see her go, but she was a really cute cat. But the cat finally got here. I don't know if it was just the weather. It seemed like this cat went around the world before it arrived at my house, but it did finally get here, and I'm very excited about it because this is a fantastic looking cap. I really like it. The Scot from all angles here. It looks really good on the head, and man, they went above and beyond on this cap. Not just on the exterior, of course, what you're going to be seeing most, but the interior. Look at this design. Oh my goodness. That is beautiful. That is so gorgeous. You can see you have the bagpiper there with the castle in the background there in the center, and then the mountains and the lakes and whatever it may be, the creeks and whatever, and it just looks magnificent. And this cap did also come with a dust bag, which is the same design that you see there that is inside the cap. So wow, the inside of this cap and the pins as well. Look at these pins. These are such great looking pins. I like all of these pins, the bagpipes, the bagpiper, which I ended up actually putting on my cap, and then Scotland there you see, and oh man, such a great pin set that they released for this cap, and again, sold out at the moment. So I don't know if that those pins will come back in. I know at times Boston Scally does get pin sets back in, different pin sets. I don't know if this will be the case. I honestly, sometimes it seems like Boston Scally, they're like, this is it. This is the last time we're releasing this, a one-time only deal. And sometimes the caps come back, sometimes the pins come back. Maybe some people out there know better than I do how that works, but it kind of just seems willy-nilly to me at times. It seems like just whatever they're feeling, they'll re-release. No, I don't think any of the Nightmares have been re-released. None of those, to my knowledge. The Beetlejuice cap. There were actually two Beetlejuice caps. Either of those, or the Jason Voorhees cap, or the Freddy Krueger cap, which is a Grail cap. That goes for such high prices on eBay. And then we also had the most recent, the Michael Myers cap, and I don't think any of those will be re-released unless something just changes in the future. But in any event, man, look at this. I haven't been able to wear this much, so I'm taking a look at it here pretty much for the first time on the head. And this cap looks great on the head. It's got those colors, it's a darker cap. This isn't a cap that just absolutely pops off your head. I don't think. It's a bit muted, but even so, it is a nice traditional looking cap. And again, this was one of the ones I was talking about my friend earlier. He actually saw it and snatched it up immediately. I actually took a day or two, and I was like, this one's going to sell out. I really think it is. So I thought, hey, I might as well go ahead and grab it. And now it is sold out. And I'm glad I got it, because the last couple Boston Scally offerings haven't really done much for me. They just released this past Friday the Kilkenny, a Baker Boy style, which looks really cool. They re-released a different Baker Boy, one of their fastest selling Baker Boys, and the name of the cap is just slipping my mind right now. Again, not really my thing. A little bit too muted for me. And I can't remember what was the Friday before. I'm sure you will let me know in the comments. It's just not coming to me right now. But that cap as well, I just remember seeing it and just being kind of passive about it. I was like, whatever. It's nice looking. I just can't even remember what it is right now, but I just remember thinking, I'll pass on that one too. Because when I got the Scot, I actually did end up getting two other caps, because someone, I forget who it was now, in the YouTube comments on one of my videos alerted me that the Majestic Rose was back in stock. And I really loved the look of the Majestic Rose. So I picked up the Majestic Rose, and I ended up picking up the Rocky as well. I don't know why. Because that's a much older cap, but I just saw that cap and it just happened to stick out to me. So I thought, hey, I'll make it 3, right? You get a little bit of money off when you make it 3. But back to this one, the Scot is, if you want just a nice traditional looking cap, with, some heritage, a little bit of history behind it, this is a very, very nice offering, I believe, from the Boston Scally Company. So I'm going to go ahead and rate the Scot from Boston Scally. I do normally rate, I do always actually rate from a scale from 1 to 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. I'm giving the Scot a 4. I think this is a nice looking cap. It's just, it looks great. It's a nice, you could wear it, I think, even for formal wear. This would be a nice formal cap, and you could really wear it anywhere. It's polyester, so unless it's just, blazing hot outside in the middle of summer, I don't think you're going to get overheated in this thing, at least not where I live. We have humidity more than I think heat sometimes, I feel like, so that it feels like you're swimming through the air at times, but we don't have a dry heat like out west, that's for sure. But the Scot, yeah. A solid 4 out of 5 for me. I think this is a great cap from Boston Scally Company. And we have St. Patty's Day coming up, and I know Anox out there, if you haven't checked out Anox's channel, he's got a great channel as well that reviews a lot of the caps, a lot of the Boston Scally. He talks about a lot of other things too. But he really, I think in one of the Gentleman's Roundtable that a lot of the Scally Cap reviewers do, he mentioned that the St. Patrick's Day offerings were his favorite. So we have that coming up, and I am excited to see it as to what Boston Scally will release for that, because they're starting already with the Kilkenny and the Baker Boy they just released. So looking forward to all those caps coming out. So until then, let me know what you think of the Scot. I really like it. I think it's a beautiful cap. This would be a great series, I think, for Boston Scally to continue. Of course, there's a lot of other, heritage lineage lines they could go down and explore, and it would be, I don't know, it'd just be a great line, I think, that they could do. So let me know what y'all think about the Scot, and thank y'all so much for joining me today, and I hope y'all have a great rest of your day.